What's good, y'all? Podcast episode 75. Back up in it. Hope everyone's doing well. Feeling pretty good, man. Just left the sauna. Trying to leave the gym now. Sometimes it's tough, man. This parking lot's hard to get out of. But yeah, man, hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, it's just, it's nice out. I felt like doing another one. Here we are, 75 episodes in. Pretty crazy. Not really. I was kind of thinking about it. You know, it's not like this this podcast is just, you know, super detailed and edited and all that. You know, I know it's raw. So, I mean, basically, hit play. Looks good. Go ahead and upload it. You know, and I do that for a reason. Well, one, because I don't want to take up too much of my creative time. You know, I'd rather put that time into my music. You know, that's most important to me. But then also, you know, it just allows me to kind of speak from the heart instead of like trying to like map out all these details. You know, making it so, I guess, detailed and artistic that it kind of overlooks my message, you know? So, I will say, man, I did find so I actually did a podcast yesterday with my homie. He goes by Lackawanna or Free the Offended. And, you know, just one of my homies, man, I met off IG and we just connected. And yeah, man, he's super, super down to earth, good guy. And we actually did a podcast episode yesterday for his podcast. And yeah, man, he actually introduced me to a new, I guess, platform that I had never heard of. So I might actually use that here soon, man, because I'd like to get some guests on my podcast. You know, just so I can kind of share my friends with everybody. And also just so I can talk to my friends and, you know, really kind of get something down. I just think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to, I guess, interview some of my artist friends that, you know, have the same dreams or just some similar goals as well. So, definitely excited about that. Yeah, man. My podcast, the podcast that we shot yesterday, just with the homie Free the Offended, it just was all good vibes. You know, we talked about God, we talked about purpose, we talked about just self-love and the importance of just loving yourself. And you know, he really inspired me, you know? I mean, the one thing that he kind of kept reiterating is just the fact that, like, he's inspired by my consistency to create. But at the same time, he inspires me to just give myself more love, you know, and just really kind of focus on loving myself. And one thing that we talked about that I really felt like needed to be said, you know, he had mentioned sometimes, you know, people mistake that self-love for selfishness. And, you know, it's not that. It's not that. It's the exact opposite. They just don't understand that, like, you know, people love themselves or find love to give to themselves in different ways. You know, and for me, I let him know, you know, for me it's hitting the gym, it's making music, it's just doing things that I love to do, that I find is important to me. And I feel like those around me, if I stop doing those things, those around me can really feel it. my family, my wife, my parents. Like, they can feel when I'm not hitting the gym or not making music, because I just kind of lose touch with myself, so to speak. So, while it may look selfish to some that I do those things every day, it's the exact opposite. I'm doing those things so I can maintain that self-love, so I can give love to others. If I don't have enough love within myself, it's hard for me to give love. And I know that comes off as selfish. I know it does. But like I said on my homie's podcast, if that comes off as selfish, so be it. I'm okay with that, because you got to be a little selfish to give yourself love, So, man, I'm just blessed, man, to be able to meet people and talk with people like my homie Free the Offended. It's just a blessing, because you realize, like, damn, like, music has literally reached people that I never would have met ever, had it been that, if I didn't put out these records. So it's just such a blessing, man, and there's multiple people in my life like that, that I met through music, and we shared love and good vibes, and we just connect, and it's almost like a God thing, man. It's not almost, it is a God thing. God put us on each other's paths for a reason. And it's beautiful, man. There's beauty in two beautiful people coming together and spreading messages of self-love and talking about God openly, and talking about being a dad, talking about being a man. That shit's important, man. And it's hard to find when you're not giving yourself the love to attract those people in return. You know what I mean? But it's not hard to find when you're connected to the higher power, you're connected within, and your magnetic bonds are just strong. I feel like I'm attracting people in my life that are healthy for me. And as a result, some of the people that aren't so healthy for me, they don't have as much power in my life as they used to. And God has a way of weeding those people out. So, yeah, man. But, yeah, it's just beautiful, man. I felt like yesterday was just a beautiful day overall. And to be able to speak with my homie, and you guys will get to see this podcast episode here soon. He wants to do some editing and stuff. But you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see why it was such a beautiful moment. And I'm just thankful, man. I'm thankful. I do feel like life has been a little tough recently. Just the pressure of it. But I know on the other side of that pressure, a big blessing is coming. And I can feel it. So I just want to be ready. I want to be ready for the blessing. I want to understand why there's pressure in my life. But put that pressure into perspective, you know? And good things are coming. And I'm speaking it, I'm thinking it, I'm feeling it now. I'm attracting it. And I'm just stoked, man. It's just an exciting feeling, you know? When you know that good things are on the way. It's a good feeling. Another question that he had asked me on the podcast, and again, you'll be able to see it here soon. But he had asked me, you know, what's your goals with music, man? Like, do you want to go viral, or do you want to like kind of stay where you're at? Like, are you okay with being where you're at? You know, do you want to grow into something bigger? And you know, at the time, man, I answered him and I said, you know, a little bit of both. You know, I don't care about being famous, which I don't. But I do want my songs to be heard. And, you know, I've been thinking about that question today, man. I don't care to be famous, you know. That's not... What is fame, you know? I don't care. But I do want a big audience. And I feel like I've kind of outgrown where I'm at right now. And I need to find ways to grow my audience. I haven't outgrown the people that have followed me, so don't take that wrong. I haven't outgrown them. You know, because if it wasn't for the people that follow my music, follow my releases, you know, if it wasn't for you guys, man, I wouldn't be doing this shit at all. So don't take that the wrong way. I've outgrown where I'm at right now, personally. You know, I feel like I can do a lot more than what I've been doing. I feel like I can create an audience, a bigger audience than what I've created so far, you know? And for whatever reason, why I haven't, you know, you can make up every excuse in the world, but I think it's just I think it comes down to being scared, you know? I think it comes down to being scared. Like, wondering, am I good enough? Wondering, you know, how are these people gonna like my music? Are these people like, am I really gonna connect with people? And just being scared to really give people who I am. Really kind of scared of showing people my artistic side, I guess. Which is crazy to some, you know. You might hear that and think like, dude, you've put out tons of albums. Like, what do you mean you're scared? Well, what I mean is like really kind of getting in front of my music and being the face of my music, you know? You know, dropping more video content, going out and about and really spreading my music in person. You know, I think there's power in that. But also like performing. You know, I've never performed before, and I want that to change here real soon, because there's just nothing better than you know, there's nothing better for me personally as a fan of music to go to a concert and see and paint the picture of that artist, and you know, it just really kind of tells the story of their albums and their music and their songs. So I want to be the same. I want to do that same thing, you know, and I got to get out of my own head. I got to get out of the fear of getting out in front of people. And it's coming. It's coming, man. Like I said, I can feel it. There's changes coming. There's changes happening every single day, it feels like. And I just want to be ready. I want to be ready when the blessings come. So, I admit it, man. I'm scared. But I don't want to let that fear beat me. Because if I let that fear beat me, I don't get to tell my story. I don't get to really feed my family. You know, I'm not going to let my fears stop me from feeding my family. So, it feels good to get that out because I feel like I've kept that in for so long. And, you know, whether I'm telling that to a couple listeners here on a podcast, or I'm telling that to myself, or telling that to God, the universe, it just feels good to get it out. You know? And hopefully God heals that fear. You know? So, yeah, man. I know it's kind of a deep episode. I rambled on for a few minutes, but you know, I just appreciate anybody who listens to this podcast, anybody who listens to my music. You know, it's a blessing, man. It really is. I'm not any better or more special than anybody else, but you know, I just really want to be kind of like a lighthouse for people. Of like, damn, okay, this guy, if he can put out a goofy little podcast, then so can I. You know, if this guy can do this, man, like, I can definitely top that, you know? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So, man, much love. Thank you again. I got new music coming. We did just mix and master a new song. I don't have a release date or anything scheduled up for that, but just know, man, we're working. We're out here grinding. In the meantime, check out my new album, See You Tomorrow, out now everywhere. And yeah, man, let's get it. I appreciate you listening. So much love. Peace.